Yo, what's up, you beautiful people? Here's my BPL 6 build update. I'm playing Toxic Rain Trickster. I have 7.2k hybrid life evasion. Yeah, if you don't know, BPL is a team-based private league. We have to play certain classes. So we had Marauder and Shadow. So I opted to play Shadow. And if you know most of the builds, I usually play like Kinetic Blast and Dot builds. There wasn't many builds that fit in more than Toxic Rain, so I decided to just play Toxic Rain. Plus, it gave me a chance to use the new Ghost Dance node, which is actually turns out to be pretty decent. Let's go ahead and run a map though. You can see how the build plays. Most of my gear is just self-found, self-crafted, and whatnot, using harvest reforges and essences. So it's not the best gear you could possibly have if you're playing Trade League, basically. But let's just run a map, see how it plays. And maybe I shouldn't have done Waste Pool because it's like a really good layout. Um, but it was just the map I had in my inventory, so. That it's 50% more monster life, by the way. So single target is better than that, sort of. Not really. Yeah, I'm farming essences and hayworks, so that's why we're running waste pools. You'll never miss the essence. I don't even know if I have all the essence point spec'd yet. I know I have all the harvest points spec'd. But I'm just trying to craft gear, so haywork's a really good spot for essences and harvest, as you might expect. Let's full clear the map. There's some mobs over here.
Just need a moment to
Oh, and a breach. It's a tool. No, it's an ash. Okay. We'll talk about the build setup after the map, but for all intents and purposes, we're actually like pretty invulnerable while mapping, because of our setup. Let's go talk about it. Level 91, by the way. What's our slash played? Probably a lot. Yeah, 29 hours. Let's give this guy a ring real quick, and then we'll talk about the gear. The gear isn't special, but I feel like the idea is maybe new. Like I don't think many people are doing the hybrid style like this. So in general, we're scaling mass evasion and hybrid life ES. We're getting tons of use out of Ghost Dance. So when we get hit, we're going to regenerate ES based on percentages of our evasion. We're running Trickster, which gives us evasion and ES, and then we're running Prolonged Pain for toxic rain damage and skill effect duration. And then we get some nice frenzy charge generation as well. Maybe you could take Heartstopper, but it's pretty trash node, so maybe don't take Heartstopper. Looking at the gear, a lot of it's just self-crafted. Like this bow, you can make deterministically with Essences of Dread, which I've been farming essences recently. So one like this, you see +1 to bow gems. If you get 2 more of these Screaming Essences, you slam them together. You sell all 3 of them to a vendor. You hit it on a bow, and then you have +2 bow gems, and then you do cannot roll attack mods with all suffixes filled up, and then you slam just a raw exalt, and then you'll have a +3 bow. Ideally, we would have attack speed here, but I ran out of exalts, so we don't have all the mods we would want. The rest of the gear though is just getting as much evasion and energy shield as possible. I didn't really focus on damage that much. Something really unique about this build though is that we're using Soul Strike. This gives us attack speed, which is good for Toxic Rain, ES, which is good for our build, and faster start of energy shield recharge. It usually takes 2 seconds. Let's multiply that by 20%, and now it only takes 0.4 seconds, which means that we'll be recharging our energy shield frequently. But the downside is that there's reduced energy shield recharge rate. Well, do not fear, because Trickster gives us increased recovery rate of ES, and that actually affects the recharge rate, I've found. So it more than cancels out the downside of Soul Strike. To craft these gloves, this amulet, and these rings, you just reforge defense, okay? Because all the mods we want, evasion and energy shield, are defense tagged. So harvest, reforge defense on some trash bases, or whatever bases you want, really. And you'll get evasion and energy shield. Evasion and energy shield. Energy shield. All great stuff. Here we have more evasion and energy shield. These boots are actually pretty good. I got these off a teammate. They're just high MS, life, res, onslaught boots. I think he used a Veiled Chaos Orb to make these. I don't know. He just traded them to me. I'm not sure how he made them. And then we're trying to get max spell suppression, but we're not quite there. I think we're at 85%. Ideally, we would have some on our boots to get us up to 100%. In fact, I have Aziri steps right here, but I need the resistance from these, so we can't quite use them yet. We are getting up there as far as chaos resistance goes. I actually had about 70 chaos res before I made a slight gear alteration, but now we have about 50, which is fine. Let's talk about our single target setup. We're going to be using Toxic Rain with faster attacks and Mirage Archer, and then just some damage supports. This will be our main clear skill. You just right click and then you let Mirage Archer clear the map for you. And then for single target, we're going to have a Ballista Totem Toxic Rain with Focus Ballista multiple totems. So you'll see here, we're going to right click a ton, and we're going to stack a ton of pods on the ground. That's going to be our single target damage with a Withering Touch to apply Wither. And then we are running Arctic Armor, and then Grace, obviously, and then Malevolence. So let's go talk about Arctic Armor. Someone asked about this in my stream chat. Arctic Armor, when you walk around, you leave a trail of cold. So when you're attacking and leaving Toxic Rain pods, and monsters are chasing after you, right, they're aggroed on you, they'll be walking through the chill. Well, these die instantly, but you could imagine that they're following me. They'll be staying on these pods for longer, because they're chilled. See how they're chilled? So they're going to be staying on these pods, and thus taking more damage. It also gives us immunity to freeze, and while we're standing still, we get a bit of mitigation. So when we're channeling full Chad mode, attacking with all of our ballistas, we're standing still, which means we're going to be getting all that fizz and fire reduction, which is pretty pog champ. But yeah, I've just been farming essences, level 91. That's how the build is going. I hope you like it. Maybe you want to try it out. Oh, wait, I should talk about Sorrow the Divine. This gives us Zealot's Oath, which makes the life regen apply to ES, but it also makes our life flask apply to our energy shield, which means that if we get a big hit and we're low on both our life and our ES, we can use this super juiced up Divine Life Flask to regenerate not 4,435, but instead 8,870, right? Because we're doubling the effectiveness of our life flask. It applies to both our life and our ES, which is really good because we're double dipping on both pools of life. And then you do need an Enduring Flask to keep up your right-click Toxic Rain, unless you have a Replica Conqueror's Efficiency and some minus channeling costs on your rings. But yeah, Sorrow the Divine with a juiced up Divine Flask is actually really good. Yeah, that's all for the build. Thanks for watching.